On Stage is brought to you in part by Caribbean Food and Rum Festival, Sunday, December 12. For tickets and info, visit caribbeanvillage.net. And by BRT Weekend, Florida Keys, November 26 to 28. For tickets and info, visit brtweekend.com. And by VFS Weekend, Florida, November 26 to 28. For tickets and info, visit their Instagram page at VFS_weekend_INC.
Dancehall artist Mr. Lexx comes to share brand new projects. But why was he detained in Panama City? Mr. Lexx will be here. King Jammy, one of reggae and dancehall's greatest achievers, had a close call with departing this life. Still recovering, the legendary producer comes to our stage to share his dreadful experience as well as plans to help save some of the most vulnerable in the music. Yet another Jamaican party weekend set to kick off in the US. Known as Very Fun Sexy, VFS. The promoter of the series will be on our stage. Guinness Top 10 trending songs in Jamaica this week and more, all coming up. And I would like to take time out right here to thank Jason Williams for sitting in for the last 2 weeks while I was away welcoming my second child to the world, Zane Williams. And I want to take time out to thank his mom, Nakisha, and to send kisses and love for both. I am Winfred Williams. We'll be right back.
On Stage is brought to you in part by Caribbean Food and Rum Festival, Sunday, December 12. For tickets and info, visit caribbeanvillage.net. And by VFS Weekend, Florida, November 26 to 28. For tickets and info, visit their Instagram page at VFS_weekend_INC.
On Stage with Winfred Williams.
And it's now Guinness time. Top 10 trending songs in Jamaica this week, courtesy of YouTube.
Jafras starts off our countdown at number 10 with this new entry called Avoid Me.
Them no mind see me drop like stringy. Career a shot like 9 not bingy.
At number 9, it's Protocol by Skeng and Sparta. First timer on our countdown, T-Bone is Petrified at number 8. And Vibes Cartel says Everybody Bad Till at number 7. Massacre has an update at number 6. And starting off our top 5, it's Squash with Cam Brockback. Skeng and Yang with Heaven Passport settles at number 4 this week. While Nation Boss and Chronic Law are in airplane mode at number 3. Massacre's Love Story drops to number 2 this week. And taking over the number 1 spot on our Guinness trending countdown, no surprise here, it's Silk Boss with Stay to Myself.
But me still a say, used to pray in the river, now I big a say, stop play ball all long and me still a keep.
As we head into the Yuletide season, one of the events that many will be flocking is Very Fun Sexy, VFS, in Florida. The series promoter, Renagi Hewitt, joins us right now on our stage to tell us more about this party, this much anticipated second staging of VFS. Renagi, sir, welcome.
Blessings, greetings.
Greetings, my brethren. All right, so first of all, explain this name for us.
Very fun, sexy.
Yes.
Like, it was the pandemic and a group of us, it was 8 of us come together and like, everybody's in the state of, we don't know what's next. So he's like, you know, bring some fun to the city, get the people out. And so that's where the name come about, Very Fun, Sexy. And the events that's in it, the names come about from the event. Because you have Vanquish, you have Sunrise, and you have Flex.
Yeah.
So those 3 events is the main event. So we take the first letter out of each event and put it together and form VFS. And then we was trying to find like a name for each word, like a name for each letter.
Yes.
So that's how Very Fun, Sexy come about.
Okay, so if you're not sexy, you can't, innit?
Yeah.
You're discriminating, Reggie. Anyway.
No, remember, you know, everybody's sexy in their own way. You know? You have every human sexy in their own way,
Yeah,
in their own
okay.
right. So.
Understand,
Yes.
understood. Okay, so is demand such that you're motivated to do this for this
Yes.
kind of event?
Everybody wanted a getaway.
Yes.
Yeah, they want a weekend getaway. So that's the feedback we get. They don't want a one-night event. Everybody wants a getaway. So that's why we plan it as a weekend event.
So at this point, you must can tell us how are things going? How is it looking at this point?
Well, it's a great event. At this stage in the anniversary, we say we're gonna do a culture, like put every culture together, the hip-hop culture, the reggae culture, the dancehall culture, and the soca culture, put it together in one and give our patrons something different.
Okay, and the tickets are going well.
Yes. Early bird tickets already sold out. And
Yes.
like everybody's like on their feet, can't wait.
Okay, so name some names of performers on it.
Oh, we have Moneybag Yeo, who is one of the biggest hip hop artists right now in the game. We have Mr. Killer. We have Iwater from our dancehall culture, and we have Powerman, Jigsy King, Ninja Kid, and a couple more 90s artists, because we also have a 90s night where we bring back the 90s dancehall.
So you, the promoter, sir, give us a little synopsis on your background.
Well, I'm from Nannyville Garden. If you don't know me or you don't remember me, I'm the same one street mongrel that used to bark on stage with Ding Dong. I was a farmer, Ravens.
Okay.
Ravens Clavers.
Okay, sir.
Came to America.
Yeah, but it's not for me, it's for all of us, for all the viewers watching us. So go ahead.
Yes. I reside in the United States and have a restaurant in the Queens, New York, Liquid Restaurant and Lounge. My background is more a ghetto background and showing the youths where we can all make it from the ghetto without choosing violence.
To talk about the restaurant now, how is that doing?
It's doing pretty well. I opened in the pandemic last year.
Yes.
November 6th, right before VFS Weekend. And November 6th gone was my first anniversary. It's doing like pretty well. I'm getting good feedbacks and everybody love the food. Everybody love the environment. It's something different to the city.
Well, Renagi, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for sharing with us. We look forward to the party. We'll be there, by the way. And
Very Fun, Sexy, of course. Big up my team, the eight members of VFS Weekend. Yes, if it wasn't for them, not just myself, we could not have such an amazing event. So I have to big up everyone on the team for that.
All right, boss. Bless you. And thanks again for sharing and looking forward to the party.
Blessing.
Blessed love. All right, so there you have him, Renagi, on our stage. And stay with us. Still to come right here on our stage, the legendary King Jammy. And later, Lexx will be here with projects and explanation for detention in Panama. All coming up. We'll be back.
On Stage is brought to you in part by Caribbean Food and Rum Festival, Sunday, December 12. For tickets and info, visit CaribbeanVillage.net. And by BRT Weekend Florida Keys, November 26 to 28. For tickets and info, visit BRTWeekend.com.
King Jammy had a close call with departing this life. Still recovering, the legendary producer comes to our stage to share his dreadful experience as well as plans to help save some of the most vulnerable in the music. But first, who is King Jammy in Jamaica's music? He is one of the producers mostly responsible for the direction Jamaica's popular music took during the late 1970s. But little did he and the fraternity know that the direction would explode into the local mainstream at the turn of the 1980s and soon become a full-blown genre named dancehall. And that in the mid-1980s, he would create this game-changing beat. Under Miss Lang Ting, widely credited as the first digital rhythm in reggae. Nowadays, the title that is mostly affixed to his name is Dub Master Producer. But King Jammy's credits in Jamaica's music would take pages. King Jammy, another icon on our stage. King Jammy, sir. Blessed love.
Yes, Winfred.
So good to have you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Let's look at your credits, because we're calling you Mixmaster Producer and Sound System Operator.
Firstly, I started with the sound system, you know, so that's what gave me the lead to go into producing.
Yes.
You know? And I used to hang around King Tubby's yard before he even having a studio. I grew up on the same street where he worked from.
Yes.
So I was there like every day in the yard.
And for young people listening, they should know that King Tubby is the original sound man.
Dub master.
King of dubs.
Yes.
And you worked for him, right?
Yes.
Okay. And who else did you work for?
I just worked for King Tubby's.
It was King Tubby's until you went on your own?
Yes. I was at King Tubby's until 1980, 81.
Okay.
You know?
And so, as a producer now, you were responsible for helping to change the sound of Jamaica in the late 70s when DJs and selectors went back to the sound system to experiment.
Yes.
With Mana Sing Live, Mana Chat Live, and a DJ and these things. So the music became a live situation in the dancehall, in the physical dancehall space in the late...
It was live before, you know, but it wasn't that vigorous, you know.
Yes.
Like Machuki and the man from the 60s and 70s.
And Roy and so on used to talk live on the sound, but they were just sweet talking more or less.
Right.
But man version of play and man live.
Jump on it and live and
man sing too.
Yes,
sing and DJ.
True.
And just about all the sound systems that existed at that time.
Definitely.
And you were one of those who were making the dubs.
Right.
Yes, and you would create the dub and they would play the dub in the dance and man go on it live, isn't it?
Definitely.
Okay, so explain dub for us, because some of us don't know what we mean by dub. What is dub?
Well,
dub is a genre in its own right.
Of course,
right? Yes.
of course. Dub is when you like you have a rhythm for a vocalist, and he sings on the one side, and then you dub the other side, take out the voice, and work on it, delay, echo, reverb, everything, splash it, and make it like an instrumental, but an instrumental in a variable way.
Yes.
You know, you drop out the vocals and mix with the rhythm.
And the difference between dub and version, which is what we used to call it back then. Some other
dub is more deep. It's a more deeper mix, like a more drum and bass.
Yes.
You know, version is like could be anything on the other side without the vocals.
Okay, so it would include the instruments and the various mixes.
But the dub now is like
drum
and bass, and you occasionally drop in the rhythm section and echo it and all them things.
And it is widely believed that EDM came out of dub.
Out of dub, right.
Or what they call electronic music generally.
Yeah.
And you're credited as one of the founding fathers of EDM.
Definitely.
Do you accept that credit?
Yeah, of course. Even Major Lazer them said it, you know, I mean, without my music, dub music and things like that, or King Tubby's dub music, they wouldn't be where they are today, you know, because that's what they got their style from.
Wasn't it a big experiment by all of you, King Tubby's and all of you?
I tell you what happened. It was an experiment, but for me, mostly, when I get that opportunity, is mostly when I was working for Bunny Lee. You know, Bunny Lee used to say, "Jam is every vocal you mix a dub version with it too, because we're gonna make a dub album." You know what I mean?
Oh.
So that's where the dub album came in now.
And Bunny Lee is another legendary producer.
Bunny Lee was the man who drove me to doing all those various mixes.
But you were also a specialist in sound effects.
Of course.
That was one of your specialized areas.
Yeah, man. We used to create some feedback effects, and, you know, as Bunny Lee would say, you know, not spoil. It can't spoil that style.
All right, so let's jump into 1980 now. Fast forward to 1980.
Yeah.
When you became your own man, when you grew up now, By then, you're the owner of your own sound system called Jammy's.
I had that sound system before that.
Oh, you had it before?
Yeah, I had my sound system from 1962.
From 62, you have King Jammy?
Yeah, my little boy, man.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So all along when you were working for Tubby's, you had your
sound system.
Because Tubby's himself was a sound system man too.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1980, you went into your own production in Waterhouse.
Right.
Your own studio.
Same place in Waterhouse, just opposite from King Tubby's studio.
Okay, so what happened to King Tubby's at that time?
Well, he was still there.
Yeah.
You know, but I decided, I went to England, Bunny took me to England, and then I decided to buy some equipment. You know, because I always want to have my own studio.
Okay.
So I just bought some equipment, came back to Jamaica.
And set up your own
string up a little thing in the back room and go and do a thing. You know, it wasn't that popular or big at the time. I was still at King Tubby's and doing my thing at home at night when I came home.
Okay.
So we get a little bigger and decided, no, so like at Tubby's, you have to get an engineer, you know. So because I'm going to leave and thing, because I have my own thing.
By then now, the music that was underground, the dancehall vibe, that experiment, as some of us will call it, by people like Brigadier Jerry Charlie Chaplin and a slew of others, experimenting live on the sound system. I remember as a kid, I couldn't wait to get the tapes from these dances with King Sturgav and those, and back then. And then the turn of the 80s, this experiment became a big thing, a reality, a recording, a genre. Because now we have stars who were born out of that era, recording stars. Some of them you were recording. Talk about some of your early recordings in dancehall.
Well, it was mostly Wayne Smith.
Yes.
People, the guys came from the community, Waterhouse, you know. Wayne Smith, Junior Reid, we have Tulati, John Wayne, Pompidou.
Yes.
You know.
Black Uhuru was later.
Black Uhuru, yes.
Yes.
But they were earlier than the 80s, you know. Their first album I did in 1977.
Okay, on the Tubby's.
On the Tubby's.
Right.
I did it at Tubby's. That wasn't computerized rhythm. That was live drums and live rhythm. You know?
So your early recordings were the guys in Waterhouse.
Yes.
And then now, in the mid-80s, Slang Ting.
Slang Ting came about.
Yes, that is the digital, the one they're crediting as another change in the music. When you went, when they called computer rhythm.
When I heard that rhythm, Winford, when we came up with that rhythm, because when we started that rhythm, it wasn't sounding anything like that, you know.
Yes.
It was like a fast rock underground rhythm, you know what I mean? So I slowed it down because the guys that were playing the thing, Noel Davey and Wayne Smith, you know, they just listening to the beat of the fast things. I said, you know what? we can't get it slow and more mellow, you know. So I could use the tempo and slow it down. I would slow it down to a tempo now and add in the rhythm section. And then it was slang thing, you know what I mean? So, but when I heard that rhythm though, you know, Winfred, I said, this rhythm is going to be a big rhythm, you know.
Yes. And when Smith jumped on it,
yes.
Massive hit.
Big hit.
Game changer.
Johnny Osborne, big hit.
Yes.
Tenor Star, big hit.
That was the first rhythm where enough man went on.
Yes,
wasn't
because,
it?
yeah, because that rhythm now, everybody hear that rhythm. Because what really happened now, I used to use my sound system to advertise my rhythms, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Carry the new rhythms at dances and play it. And when in the dance, I kind of see the reaction of the people. So I say, yes, this one going to take off, you know. So I better record more artists on it. And
how many people you recorded on it?
A whole heap, man. Whole heap of people, a lot of people. That album, I made 3 different versions of Sling Thing.
Yeah.
Albums, 3 different albums.
Wow.
4 in total.
And but all of this now, though, you get some flack from the Jamaican, a lot of flack for spoiling up the music, dance all no good, and with the media thing that them do, and this computer thing can't work. Wasn't that a big thing?
That was a big thing, yes, but at the same time, I didn't pay much mind because what happened. When you operate in a business, you know, Winfred, because I'm a producer, we don't just produce for fun. We produce to make money too, because I spend money to produce.
Yes.
So when you produce something, I see it going, and you have to go with it and thing, you know what I mean? So that is why we had so many versions of it and things like that, because it was selling, you know?
So you had to follow the commercial footprint, so to speak.
Of course.
Because commercial is important.
Yes, definitely.
Takes cash to care.
Of course.
A politician said that. Saga, who said takes cash to care. Okay, so you started to record and follow the money with Slim Thing, because it was a commercial with it.
Follow the money and still making good music.
Yes.
Because for me, I think those music was good music, but what really happened was something new.
Yes.
So everybody didn't accept it right away, you know. But after all.
But by then you had recorded some of the biggest names in music.
Yeah.
Dennis Brown, Barrington Levy, just about everybody who was anybody at the time, you had recorded.
Yeah.
On roots rock rhythms.
Of course.
And so what did they think about the Sling Thing, dancehall, computer rhythm, as they called it?
Well, at first, they didn't endorse it, but I mean, when they see the quality of artists who came to go and do that rhythm, you know, that was just cry and just some of them jump on it themselves, you know what I mean?
Because the people wanted it. The people wanted more. The dancehall space went crazy for it.
That rhythm is the rhythm that drew Steele and Cleveland to me.
Yes. Yes.
Because they were doing some digital things now, but they wasn't exposed. They just had it in their house, you know, playing around.
Not putting it out.
But I took the chance and I released it. You know? So they saw somebody who was doing the same thing as them, but their thing wasn't getting the popular push. So they came to me and said, why? It's the same thing we are doing. So we could just group together and thing. So there comes Steele and Cleveland now with, you know, continue where the Sling Thing left off.
How many albums under your catalog?
Well, Winfred, if it's not 1,000, it was close to 1,000.
Wow. And singles? Can you put a number on the singles?
No, I can't put a number. That's gone way overboard.
So, okay, so you were the one who recorded Bounty Killer first.
Yeah. Well, it's my brother recorded him first, but he's in the same camp.
Yes.
My brother had him in the same camp, Jammy's camp.
Yes.
Because my brother used to work for me. But it's like Bounty, I heard Bounty. I wasn't paying him any mind, but I heard him one day. And I said, well, the artists are bad enough. I said, Uncle T, that's my brother. I'm going to do some song with Bounty. You know? And him say, yeah, man, because me can't manage him, no King, so just take him over.
Oh, so you bust him?
Yeah.
But your brother used to record him before?
Used to record him before.
So why your brother couldn't manage him?
Well, you what happened now? My brother didn't have the expertise in production like me. Okay. I was the most senior one, you know what I mean? And I was really the producer. He just used to work with me. And through his there, I told him that he can jump in at the production thing to man and do something, you know?
And then that was the birth of the Warlord.
Yeah, man, the Warlord, man. Bounty Killer, man. Copper shot. I tell you
all of those records, those early records, were you?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
The beef of his catalog was my production.
Yes, because he told me that he would walk over from Seaview Gardens, which is just across the road, and come over to Waterhouse and would hang out at your studio just to be recorded.
All day.
And the Warlord was born right there in Waterhouse in your studio. So, all right, so we jump back now. Let's go now and talk about the sound system, your sound system work and some of the sounds you killed. Because your sound system took you around the world
all around
as a performer now.
Yes.
Performing for audience all over the world and in clashes and otherwise. So where are some of the places?
Well, we tour England, United States. We've been to Canada, Japan, all over Winford.
And you're still touring even now?
Yeah, but I'm touring on a more updated version.
Yes.
Because I'm not really touring with a selector playing CDs and things like that. I'm touring with my son Jam too, and we're doing live dub mix.
Okay.
What I do is like I carry my hard drive, my laptop, so we have multi-track. I'm a console. So
you're mixing
mix
live. So now when you perform in these places, they're looking at your studio work live in front of an audience.
Yes. And all the songs that I had recorded from the 70s, the 80s, I have everyone in multi-track on my hard drives. And I go out there and I choose a selection for the night. I might make slight changes depending on how the crowd is moving. Even when we went and Welcome to Jamrock tour, by the way, it's my fourth year with. It's my fifth year this year with Welcome to Jamrock Cruise. And we're going to have live artists, you know, like what we did back in the days, on there with me.
Yes.
And when we in Europe, sometimes China is there with me.
Yes.
You know, and other artists.
Talk about some sound where you kill. How much sound you kill? Name some sound where you kill already. Well, who kill you?
Yeah, we get killed too, you know. The killer where we get killed 1 or 2 times. But most of the time, I do the killing because, jammies. Everybody expects the jammies have every artist in the world and things. But you have some sound who know to play them thing and sometimes them kill me too. But Scorpio is my biggest rival. We always play together.
Jack.
You know? Jack.
Jack is always in war with you.
Jack win 1 and 2 times Winford, but you know, Jack am my beating stick most of the time.
And David Radigan, he's celebrating
we
40.
don't clash. When David Radigan, it was friendly clash because we try to, when David play, we try to educate the people about the past music and
yes.
You know, the value for music.
Take a little time and tell us about your family, King.
Well, I'm a family man, you know, as the world know, you know what I mean? Mama Iris, my wife, and my kids, John, Baby G, Jam 2, CJ, Sharon, Catherine, you know. Everybody have a touch of the business. Also my grandchildren, they're all involved in it. You know what I mean? They're involved in the music and things like that. They support me a lot through the years, you know.
And you're still based in Waterhouse, aren't you?
I can't leave my roots. Can't leave Waterhouse.
And that's where you're doing all these projects even now?
Everything, because I've also, I have to tell about this project too. I'm building a museum now in Waterhouse.
Oh, wow, perfect.
Right where my studio is. I'm building a museum.
Boy, you say 70?
70 win for that.
Boy, you look like you're going on 70 to rat. There's no way you're...
That's how I know.
You're not going anywhere anytime soon, boy. You're strong and healthy and alert and creative as ever, King Jammy. What a pleasure it is to have you on our stage. After the break, King shares his brush with departing this life right here on our stage. We'll be back.
On Stage is brought to you in part by Caribbean Food and Rum Festival, Sunday, December 12. For tickets and info, visit CaribbeanVillage.net. And by VFS Weekend, Florida, November 26 to 28. For tickets and info, visit their Instagram page at VFS_weekend_INC.
On Stage with Winford Williams. So much more than entertainment.
Over the last couple of years, Jamaica has lost a number of our greatest musical heroes in quick succession. Just 2 months ago, King Jammy had a close call with the deadliest affliction that took out so many. Still recovering tonight, the legendary producer is on our stage to not only share his dreadful experience, but also propose healthcare solutions to help save fellow industry players. King Jammy, the legend. Sir, Sir King, I haven't touched you. I haven't touched you. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
On your recovery.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for coming forward and wanting to share, not only share your experience, but to also cite ways
that can help.
That could help others to not get into the same predicament.
Yes, Winford.
What can you tell us about the experience itself?
I went to HIC, Art Institute of the Caribbean, as I usually do, to check up. And I found out that I have blockage that couldn't be, stent. Mm-hmm. So because I had stent in me already, they recommended that I did a triple bypass surgery because 3 valves are blocked. So the doctors say I could be walking down the street and just drop down and die. Mm. So I had to take the decision, to do the surgery.
Wow.
So on the 5th of September, I was admitted and they did the surgery. Mm-hmm. When they did the surgery, I had complications because I was bleeding very bad. And when they checked the blood bank, they didn't have any blood in stock. So, my family, John and the rest, have to go around and get people to donate blood for me. And then on top of those that did before, I have to get additional people because I needed additional blood. So they got the people and the blood bank, sent the blood up to HIC, and that saved my life because I was running out of blood, Winnie. The doctors almost gave up on me, but God was at work.
And this was done here in Jamaica, all of this?
Yeah. Art Institute of the Caribbean, Balmoral Avenue.
Right. And so, what is the state of your recovery now? How do you feel right now?
Well, I'm feeling great right now, Winnie. I'm feeling, physically, I'm feeling strong. Mm-hmm. But there's a little discomfort in the chest because, that was to open the stomach here to get to the heart. So, that's bones here.
Yes.
So the bones take longer to heal. So I will feel this for about 3 months and then it will be okay.
Yes. And looking back, what did you do wrong, if anything?
Well, in my early days, Winnie, my eating habits wasn't good, and that's what contributed towards this that I had to do because the blockage, I'm a diabetic person and hypertension person. So the whole combination, not eating properly, triggered this.
So you didn't do like the annual checkups and these things, did you?
Yes, I did annual checkups. But when I do annual checkup, for you to see blockage in your arteries, you have to do an angiogram test.
Yes.
And that cannot be done just like that.
Okay.
The cost for an angiogram test is about $500,000. I've done it about 3 times. And I've seen blockage when they did it. Mm-hmm. Because I got stent in me in Miami. I got stent in me in France.
Yes.
I was going to France and I wasn't feeling good one at a time. And I just wanted to go to the hospital and they took me there. And when they, diagnosed the stent, the blockage, so I had to put 2 stents. I went to Miami again and they did 3 stents. So I had 5 stents in me. So everything was blocked off.
You want to help to prevent others from getting to where you got,
right.
your experience.
Right, because, Winnie, most of our artists and musicians are dying from cardiovascular problems.
Yes.
Right? The reason they can't afford to go to private places to get, the regular checkup or the comprehensive checkup. And when you go to a public place, if you go with that pain in the chest, it's a very serious thing that you have in it. They tell you have to come back 10 months time and all them things.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So that is not good. So what Dr. Madhu and Gary and myself
At the Caribbean Art
at
Institute.
the Art Institute of the Caribbean,
Yes.
we had a meeting with Evan Mullins from Jams, because we want to involve the music industry first.
Yes.
So we had a meeting and everything went well. Jams is on board with it because they say it will help.
Yes.
And then after that, now we go private. They go private. Dr. Madhu and the staff there, and they came up with a healthcare that is affordable
Okay.
for our musicians and artists.
Right across right across the industry.
Right across the industry.
Oh, wow. All right. Let us pause right here and bring in Gary
Yes.
to explain this plan for us.
Yes, we'll bring in Gary now and Gary will explain.
All right. Okay, so we're joined now by Gary Lamb, and he is Chief Operating Officer at the Art Institute of the Caribbean. Correct, sir?
That is correct.
Okay, sir. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much
for coming
yes,
and willing to share with us
It's my pleasure.
this developing plan.
Well, we're so grateful for his recovery, first of all, and for his support of trying to bring affordable and quality health care, certainly to those folks here in Jamaica that are involved in the music industry and beyond, for that matter. So as he mentioned, we had a meeting with leadership of Jams, and we presented a concept that we've been working on for some time now at HIC. Essentially, it is a digital healthcare platform that allows an individual to access primary care physicians via their smartphone.
Oh.
So it is essentially, by joining the program, you are able to start a process of having symptoms and saying, I have some chest pain or I have a headache. And it's very time-consuming and very costly to get in a car and go visit a primary care physician. Now you can do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a huge, huge improvement in the access to primary care physicians.
So these physicians will be based across the Caribbean, I suspect?
No, actually, they will be at HIC.
HRC, they'll be physically here.
They are physically here. I want to point out that this is a very, very different model from some of the other telehealth programs that you may be familiar with. They're essentially extensions of existing practices where you still have to, you may use text or video, but you have to make an appointment and the physicians have to make themselves then available to meet you at that particular time. That's not as convenient as certainly what we're proposing, where literally it's accessible. The term is synchronous, that it's real time, that you can access a physician.
How do they subscribe to the program?
So we're working with Jams right now. We are going to work through what is the best way for their membership to be able to do that. Certainly, we have some very specific ideas that we've proposed to them, and we will be proposing that, as I mentioned, to other associations and employers. So that is still in final stages of development.
A ballpark in terms of cost, anything like that you can give out right now?
It will be very, very affordable. I mean, I really hesitate to give a number because I think that's part of what we're negotiating right now. But it will be it will be ridiculously affordable. It would be a tenth of what you would pay to go see a physician in his or her office.
Do they have to be a part of any organized body in the music industry?
Well, no. But we're starting with the organized bodies because they're organized. So we can get those first. But any musician who are not, member of any organization can join in.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of my, friends and musicians go through all of these things, and some of them not here today. So I decided to just join with HIC and make it happen.
You wake up one morning, you have a really bad headache. It covers all kinds of what we would call primary care sorts of symptoms. Again, this has two real objectives. We want to identify any more serious problems early on in that symptomology before it gets to those very serious kinds of things. But secondly, then, be able to provide care if it's not that serious. So we will be engaging pharmacies, laboratories, imaging centers, so that if there is a need for more diagnostic services, it will be automatically connected through our system with them. They'll get a referral, they go and they have those tests done. That's all. There will be a medical record, if you will, within the platform. No matter how many times you come visit, no matter which doctor you see, it will be all centralized, and we'll have a complete chronology of the care and the services that were provided.
The doctor can
Access the information.
Yep.
So but that's about where it stops. It doesn't cover then admission, hospitalization.
There will be a second and a third phase where we will be
medication and nor medication.
It does not cover the pharmaceutical cost at this point, but
Yes.
it will cover the processing of that and getting the prescription to the pharmacy.
I've spoken to a lot of my colleagues and they're down with it, you know what I mean?
Oh, great. Well, it's about time.
Even Bounty Killer, I'm like Bounty Killer,
Yes.
I've spoken to him and he said, why King, that's a good thing. So he's spreading the word to, the rest of people. And
Oh, nice.
we have to really thank, Dr. Madu and his staff, at HIC for coming with such a dream, because I was on my sick bed when he came to me with that,
Yes.
Since I got better, we had a meeting and everything was okay. It's just superb,
You are a true legend.
Well, the doctor said I'm a real fighter.
But look at you. You're fighting for others even as you recover.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I have to do that, Winnie. I have to do it. All my life I've been fighting to boss artists.
Oh,
so why
yeah.
can't I fight them to make them live a little longer? You know what I mean? I'm a public person, I'm here to do my work. So that's a part of my job right now because I had that experience. So it triggered me to do this, what I'm talking about now.
Our piece earlier spoke to some of the people that you and your work, and I hope some will go back and listen and watch it again. You're going to live more. You have to. You have to live some more for us.
I have new artists now, with
Yes,
So
yes.
before I go, I want to thank all of who donated blood for me.
Yes.
The blood bank, big up in the blood bank because it really saved my life, Those of who prayed for me, the doctors and the staff at HIC, Basil, you did a great job, Everyone, my wife who went through this, my sons, my family, who went through this ordeal, boy, they worry with me. I tell them, fret and worry. I'm just pray, I'm just pray because I'm ready for this. I'm ready to do it. I make up my mind and say, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to say, God, everything in your hand. So it's him really do it.
Oh, gosh.
It's God really do it. I want to
Okay.
thank everybody. You know what I mean?
We want to thank them too.
Yeah.
We want to thank them for saving you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, King. And thanks again for coming and sharing with
You're
us on our
welcome anytime,
platform.
Winnie.
All right. So there you have him in this segment, King Jammy. Wow, what a man. And next, right here on our stage, a man he's produced, Lexx. He says he's the young legend. Lexx.
On Stage is brought to you in part by Caribbean Food and Rum Festival, Sunday, December 12. For tickets and info, visit caribbeanvillage.net. And by BRT Weekend Florida Keys, November 26 to 28. For tickets and info, visit brtweekend.com. And by VFS Weekend Florida, November 26 to 28. For tickets and info, visit their Instagram page at VFS_weekend_INC.
One of the biggest achievers of the definitive era in dancehall, the 1990s, Mr. Lexx's career in the music spans almost 30 years. The Bouncer Girl DJ is on our stage to share new projects. But why was he detained in Panama? Right now, right here on our stage, Lexx, Mr. Lexx. Blessed love, sir. Good to have you.
Man, it's good to be here. Good to be here.
Young legend. Who's saying this? You are a who?
We're not gonna just skip past the whole fact that I look like 26 right now.
Yeah. I'll give that to you, sir.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man.
You get that. You get that for sure. Start with the Panama situation.
Oh, yo, that was a crazy situation. So I have this song named Back It Up, produced by Y-Rush. And through the pandemic, like 2 years now when I fly gone away and everything, and I was like, yo, you know what?
Yeah.
Need some new clothes and, you know what I say, need to go do some shopping and, you know, just had to breeze up because, you know, we've been here for like 2 years. And so with this, my friend them, Cheeky Dubs, and we decided that we're gonna shoot the video in Panama. And so we line up everything and boom, shot to Panama. So when I got to the airport, there was people standing away from the plane door, like they were already separated. And when I got there, some police took my book and told me to stand with them too.
Meaning your passport?
My passport, yeah.
Yes.
You know, I thought it was a normal routine check. And then, so them take us to a room. And the only question I was asked is, have you ever been arrested in the US? And in 1997.
Yes.
And I said yes. And that was the only question I was asked. And then he asked me for my phone. Took my phone, took my passport and my boarding pass. And I was just sitting there waiting because I traveled like all over the world since that incident. Been back to the US, got so many US visas, been to Panama a million times, and it has never been an issue. So when he asked me that question, for a minute I was like, yo, why is this an issue? Because this has never been a problem. And I've been traveling like 20 odd years, way long after that. So anyway, after a while, a long time now, I say, oh, I'm gonna see them like them talk to me, or they want to explain to me what's going on. So you know, in attempts to try understand what's going on, you know, all them keep saying is no English, no English, no English, no English, no English.
I comprehend.
So I panic now, because I'm in our room, way in the bottom of the airport, way down at the bottom, like we took about 3 escalators down, in our room down there, and it was like, but this not feel safe. I'm gonna have my phone, I can't call nobody, I can't do nothing. So I just go back to the room, take out my laptop and use my US account card and purchase a 24-hour internet in the airport. Because you know they have the internet thing. So I purchased a 24-hour internet thing. And so that's when I tweeted Babsy Grange. So I tweeted Kamina and Babsy Grange. And we're like, yo guys, help, I'm being detained in a room against my will. And take out my passport. Nobody's giving me any information. No interpreter, no nothing. And so Kamina just moved right away. Oh man, thanks, Kamina. Thanks. Kamina moved right away. Yeah, and started making phone calls and said, call Mexico, call Florida, till they get to the consulate in Panama, and then the consulate in Panama hit up the airport now. Now, that's when immigration realized who I was. Because immigration, they didn't know who I was, and I wasn't there like, oh, I'm Mr. Lexx and I'm this and I'm that. No, I was just there watching the whole situation to see, you know, what's going to happen. Yeah. But then it started to look like I'm about to get deported for no reason at all. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I thought it was a me situation. So I was just, you know, like desperately trying to get the attention of people and so forth. But then the following morning, I see like 20 odd or maybe 20 other Jamaicans that was turned back too. So then now I realized like, oh, so it's not a me thing, it's a Jamaican thing. So more than half of the people, more than half the Jamaicans who landed at the airport that day were turned back, including a police officer, students. It's just like the police decide, say, he must send you some and just said, nah, send back some. Like, I don't have an explanation, but that's exactly what happened. Up till now, we not get no interpreter, no nothing. So when Kamina and Babsy them make the whole contact now, and then they realized what it was, then everybody start ask for autograph now and pictures and stuff. So, but I'm like, yo, what's popping now?
So it changed before you left.
Huh?
They were more.
The problem wasn't with immigration. The problem was more like with Interpol, the police.
Okay.
That was what the problem was. The problem, because when immigration realized it was me, it was like, oh, Mr. Lexx, and they them start up a party in the airport. But by this, the police already signed me off to send me back home without no question, no nothing. So, now this need looking into, because he already signed that, like, yo, these people going back home.
So what's your status now with them?
Oh, well, thanks for the intervention of Kamina them and Babsy them. I'm free to go back now, because I was on there. They were gonna bar me from traveling there, but then they was like, no, okay. The consulate, she assured me that won't happen. They're just gonna put me back on the flight and then I go home. I was like, as I never want to spend 3 days at the airport. 3 days in a bed, I want to spend.
So nobody shoot the video up there?
No, when I end up got you, we went at the airport for 3 days. I slept in the airport in that same room for 2 nights. For real.
Anyway, sir, so jump into you have some new projects.
Yeah, I'm excited about everybody. I released this EP named Touchdown, 6 songs, and I feature 6 young artists on it. Now I wanted to be the first major artist to release a project with be a young artist on it. No. So that's why that was like, and it turned out really, really good. Everybody, Touchdown by Mr. Lexx is on every musical platform. Go stream it and try to get me a Grammy nomination, please. Yeah. So my latest project right now is the WhatsApp Number. Song named WhatsApp Number, we're gonna feature a next young artist again. Cause I don't know Winfred. From my boss, I try send on youth pandemic and help youth to get the. See me I say, the real way. I don't like them artists who come say, yo, I me do this or I me do this or I me do that or I me. I have so much to do with a lot of artists' career. But me I say, again, Soundboy, young artist in WhatsApp Number, feature me on the song, Bad Song. And Mineral Boss.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a big tune with her now named Couldn't You. Definitely another girl song again. So those are the projects right now. And I brought the video for WhatsApp Number though, so you can check that out.
Okay, so let's take it right now then.
Yes.
Give me a WhatsApp number. I wanna text you.
WhatsApp Number. Wow.
Yeah.
A production of Mr. Lexx.
Yeah, shout out to Static and Johnny Blaze them.
A Soundboy Records.
Well,
Soundboy is the artist.
On the record.
Produced by Mr. Lexx.
At the end of the video, like there's a teaser to another song, which we'd have to put some artists in them place.
So who are these artists?
Well, I just got to remind some of them of my greatness and my achievements, because the more time I move, like them forget, you know what I say? Like, you'd Fred, all of them DJ and that type of flow. Then me bring them flow to the industry, man. That used to, I said, change the game. Shout out to all of the game changer them. Big up Tammy Lee. Big up Alkaline. Big up Cartel. All of the game changer them. Shout out to everybody else to them.
And I heard about I got wind of a TV show that you're looking.
Yeah. So 1992 to now is pretty much 30 years, man. And I'm thinking like, I have other talents and stuff, So the other day when the pandemic I go on, in the beginning, I was like, yo, I'm not doing nothing. And I hooked up with Nikki Z. And we had an amazing show. We had an amazing morning show. I co-hosted with her, and the fans was just like, yo. But then Nikki got a contract with The Bridge, and so she went off on her own, and so now everybody's just like, you got to do the show. So I am really looking forward to it, and from a longer time still, I was always thinking to trying to cross over to TV, because I think I kind of have a little bit of sense of humor and funny personality. So I think people might like stuff I put together. I say.
Okay, nice. So you are the producer and
executive
host.
Producer, yeah, and host, and I'm at school.
So when is it coming and what platform?
Right now, okay, so it's kind of like a hybrid, like radio, TV. This is how we used to do it. So we're gonna be on IPTV, and we're going to be on MrLexLive.com. If you follow me on Instagram, you could tell what the show is going to be like. It's going to be mad funny. I can't say much. The only obstacle we have right now is to get a major sponsor coming on board. And, come on, y'all know me. Sponsors, come on, y'all know me. Holla at your boy, man. Holla at your boy.
Bless you, sir. Well, Lexx,
Yeah, man.
all the very best, sir.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
I mean, always good to have you on our stage.
It's always good to be here. The next time I perform, all right?
Yes, all right.
Next time I come over here and perform.
Yes, because you were one of the most colorful performers in the music back in the day.
Yeah, where them days are gone, yo. It's like
Yeah.
it's like that generation don't really put in that much work in terms of presenting them work to the people. It's just like from them do what I'm doing at the studio, them just want to go to the road and go live off of that. Like, you have to, like, I don't know.
Right, we'll set it special for you when we let you go on the stage to do your life.
Leaders of the old school, Lotus.
All right, sir. Bless you. All right, so there you have him, the man himself, Mr. Lexx. Wow. And that's our show for this week. Winfred Williams, on behalf of Mr. Lexx, TV host and all, and the rest of the crew, thanking you for joining us. Do join us again next week for more on stage. And might as well I stand too, since Mr. Lexx that stand. Thanks for watching our video. Please click subscribe and be on our stage anywhere, anytime, always.